So welcome to our evening Pilates session, all right, which in the last few weeks has been at Stroud Brewery, but we'll be getting back there, I'm sure, all right. All right, so we're just going to stand on the mat to start with, and feet hip distance apart, toes are spread, thighs are strong, engaging through core muscles, so pelvic floor engagement, feel that lift, and that drawing in and up through your deep abdominals. So feel that belly button drawing in and drawing up, okay? And then just take the hands to the lower ribs and then just take some breath there. Relax through your shoulders and just have a little rock back and forth, toes through to heels. And then after a few breaths, you start to release the hands and swing the hands up as you come up onto your toes. So rise up on the in-breath and exhale to come down. Okay. In-breath up and exhale down. In-breath up and exhale down. Sorry, I'm checking my heating there. I thought I turned it off. So we're going to send the hips out to the back and take it into a shallow squat, checking that your knees are aligned with your feet. Your hips are going back. In breath up. Exhale down. Deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Deep and wide into the ribs. Nice and relaxed through the hands, through the shoulders, long through the spine. We'll do one more and we'll hold that balance at the top. So you're going to reach up onto those toes. First little balance challenge, come down through the heels, sweep to your right and we'll sweep around. We'll come back to the top, inhale, and then sweep around. So you're going to be articulating through your spine, front, side, back, soften the knees where you need. Breathe in at the top, breathe out to sweep around. Nice and relaxed through the arms and the shoulders. And just checking in with your body as we go through this warming up phase. Breathe in at the top, breathe out to sweep around. And we'll do one more of those. And then release those hands down and take a shoulder shrug. Up, round and back. Okay, just a bit of release. Maybe you've been sitting at a desk. Maybe you haven't had that chance to get out into the fresh air. So now it's dark, these darker nights. So we need to make sure that we're doing something productive with our time. And here we are, taking your hands to your shoulders. That was a bit scary. I know it's not Halloween anymore, yeah, but it seems like it's bonfire night still, or Guy Fawkes night, the amount of fireworks that are going on. Still, breathe. And then stretch those arms out. And exhale, bring your arms forwards, and inhale as you come back, turn those thumbs up. Exhale, bring them forwards as you come back, turn the thumbs up. So remember, we're trying to remain engaged through the core, keep that stability. All right, so try not to flare up through your rib cage here. Focus on purely opening the chest and the shoulders whilst maintaining a stillness in the rib cage and the spine. Exhale forwards and inhale back. And release. We're going to step your right foot back. And we're going to have the left leg slightly soft. Okay, at the knee, we're going to reach up. And then we're going to flex down. In breath up. And exhale down. So you may find that you want to straighten up through that front leg and get a bit more of a hamstring stretch. Okay, so we're just warming up the body, warming up the spine. In breath, coming up. Exhale, coming down. Breathe in to lift and breathe out as we come down. And we'll do one more and straighten out the leg as much as you want and just reach the hand down and maybe it'll go down the leg. or maybe the hands will go to the floor. Draw your belly in. And then come up and we'll swap legs. So we'll have the right leg forward and the left leg back. And we'll take a stretch up. Inhale, exhale, and fold down. Reach up on the in, and exhale down. So that's fine if you lift the chest and maybe take it a little bit further back here. Okay, keep your core engaged. Pelvic floor, deep abdominals. So warming the body up. Getting those connective tissues opened up. And just get the heart rate up a little bit. Allowing the body to move with greater ease. We'll do one more of these, maybe straightening out a little bit through that front leg. Don't lock out, take the hands down the leg, or if they want to go further, down to the floor. And breathe there. Okay, come up. And now step out with your feet. Stretching your arms out. Your toes are in and your heels are out. We're going to do a standing saw. So that involves a twist on the in-breath. And exhale to reach down. Coming up on the in-breath, twist. And exhale to reach down. Okay, remember that backhand as we come down to the floor, the backhand rotate through and draw the shoulder, that arm into the spine. Breathe. We're going to do an in-breath to twist and then exhale to reach. Core nice and strong. Try to get as much range as you can. In-breath, twist, exhale, reach, and then coming up. Hands on hips and turning your right foot. Maybe going a little bit longer as you bend that right knee. Reach up and over the ear and stretch your fingertips from the edge of your back foot. And breathe. And then reach that hand up to the ceiling. And maybe the hand that's resting down on your thigh, stretch it down inside of your leg. And maybe open up a little bit more. Keep that core switched on. Come back, take this top hand, and as you take the top hand to the floor, pivot the back foot so the heel is up. If you're not comfortable there, take your right knee down, take your left knee down even for you, and then reach up. So whichever leg is forward for you, I think it's going to be right. The right hand's going to go up. And we rotate through, push the floor away, stretch the heel away, open up the chest and the shoulders, and then roll back round. And then we'll do the other side. So make sure you're long enough to challenge those inner thighs a little bit. Rest an elbow down, reach up and over. So we do a side angle stretch here, lifting the rib cage up, stretching the fingers from the edge of the back foot. Breathe. Most importantly, bring that hand up, stretch it up, and maybe the other hand's coming down inside, and we're opening up here through the chest and the shoulders, keeping strong in that front leg. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Bring that elbow back, hand down by the foot, back heel up now, and the leg that's forwards, that hand goes up. We rotate round, so it'll be your left side, I'd imagine. Breathe, but just remember the leg that's forwards, that's the hand that's going up. Come back to the center, tuck the toes and roll back up. Okay, feeling a little bit warmer, so we'll just do a nice simple balance. So we're going to raise one leg up and take the knee to a knee fold position and then come back down. Keep the body as still as you can, and then we'll take the other leg up to a knee fold. Okay, find a point to focus on. Breathe, reach the arms up. Keep switched on through that midline. Stay with your breath. And next time we come up, we're going to hold it there. And we're going to take a hand to the knee. And as we draw the leg out to the side, we're going to stretch the other arm away. And then we're going to try looking over that outstretched arm. Standing leg strong. Come back to the center. Maybe both hands on the knee. Draw the knee in a little bit. And then release. Okay, let's try the other side. Reach it up. Getting hot here. Take the hand to the knee. Draw the leg out to the side and stretch the other hand away. Standing leg strong. Maybe look to your outstretched hand. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe into your ribs, come back to the center. Maybe getting hold of that knee or shin and drawing the knee up. Some deep hip flexion there. And then release. Okay, great. So once again, I'm going to take the hands up and the knee up. This time, extend the leg. Exhale, inhale back. Exhale, extend the leg, inhale back. Exhale, away. Next time, try and hold it. So can you hold it with the hands by your sides or hand underneath thigh or maybe hand against the wall? And then release, down. Let's try the other side. Finding that point of focus. Extend that leg out, exhaling, inhale back. So breath and movement combined. So it's a mindful practice. Breathing out through the mouth as we extend the leg, inhale to flex, and then last time we try and hold. Leg as high as you possibly can, work in the hip flexor, quadriceps, bend the knee, and then release. And give your hips just a little bit of a swing around. Breathe. Take your feet so that they are maybe a little bit wider than hip. Okay, let's do a little bit of work into the legs now and into the hips. Core engaged before we go to the floor. So we reach out into squat. We come back and draw the shoulders back. So we reach out into squat and then we come back. So real mobilizing into the hips and driving up. And maybe as we come up, we could come up onto the toes. So we reach away. So I'm going to do an in-breath to reach and an exhale to come up onto toes. In-breath to reach, coming up onto toes. So strong through those thighs, strong through your core. Chest lifted, only goes deep into that. It feels good for you. Send the hips back. Draw the chest open, the shoulders back as you come up to your calf raise. Keep your belly strong. Keep your chest lifted. Keep breathing. Deep into squat, this feels good for you. Make sure you're in alignment with your knees and your feet. And last one. And next one, see if we can just see if we can hold it. Maybe add a little pulse. See if we can hold that position. And then coming up. All right, nice. Shake it off. Have a drink. Come to the back of your mat and stand with your feet hip distance apart, checking out that those toes and knees and hips are aligned. So we're going to do a roll down. So remember, with that roll down, we start from the chin to the chest, from the neck, from the shoulders, scooping the belly in, from the upper back, from the middle spine, and then through to the lumbar, and try not to let the hips stick out, as if the wall is directly behind, legs as straight as feels good for you. Concentrate on that core. So when you're hanging down there, we're not letting everything go. We're scooping the abdominals deep in. Breathing. And then we're going to roll back up. And we're going to restack the spine. And you come back up to standing until we're back with the chin slightly tucked, so there's length through the back of the neck. We bring the chin through to the chest. And slowly, neck, shoulders, upper back, middle spine, through to your lumbar, and maybe a little bit deeper. This time, we're going to start bending those knees. Bend and stretch. Keep everything switched on through your center. Don't switch off. You're going to bend the right leg. And we're going to take the left arm up. So your right hand could be floor or leg or knee. Lift the left side up, open the chest, change sides, bend the left leg, and reach the right hand up. And open up on that side. So bend the right knee as well as the left and place the hands on the thighs. And send the tailbone away. Pull the abdominals and lift the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Tuck the tailbone, scoop the belly, round the back, open up through the shoulder blades. Come back, tailbone leads again. Tailbone away, inhale, look up, lift the chest, arch the spine, exhale, tuck the tailbone, scoop the belly around the back. And again, into arching the spine, chest lift, tuck the tailbone around the back, scoop the belly into cat and roll all the way up. And now reach the arms up. And if you want, rise onto your toes and stretch your fingertips away. Come down through your heels and bring your chin to your chest. And this time, scooping the belly and not letting the hips stick out, rolling over that big beach ball. And then we're going to walk the hands out to the front of the mat. And we're going to pedal your heels up and down. So we're in downward facing dog. If it's too much through your shoulders, you could come down to your forearms and you could do the same thing. Anytime it's too much, completely come down to child's posture. So we're going to come to a high heel down dog. Take an in-breath, lift the hips, engage your core, and then exhale, send the heels back. So your legs might be straight or they might be slightly bent. In-breath, high heels. Exhale, heels down. Push the floor away. Try to lengthen out through your spine. Draw the head further through the shoulders. Come up again. Draw the belly in. Inhale. Exhale. Heels down. From here, we're going to shift that weight forwards. We're going to hold this plank position for a moment. Maybe set the feet a little bit wider. All right, from here, we're just going to circle around. So just taking a little bit more weight through the wrists, keeping the core strong, circling around one direction. Breathe. Hold it, change direction. Circling around. Abs staying strong, hips the same height, thighs are on. Come to your knees if this all feels too much. Come to child's posture if it's too much. Push back down dog if you can. Child's posture if you need to. Draw the belly in and come down to your knees. Send your hips through towards your heels. Send your fingertips away from your toes. And breathe. Deep and wide breaths into the back. As you're in this position, walk your hands round to the right hand side and stretch down through the left side of your spine. Stay with your breath and then walk round to the other side. Feel that stretch into the right side of the spine. And then from here, we're going to rise up onto a high kneeling position. So we're going to spend a little bit of time on those knees, so make sure your knees are comfortable. Okay, whilst you're here, think about core engagement, pelvic floor, deep abdominals. Reach your arms away as if you're holding something like a box or a cushion. You could even hold on to something like that if you wanted. I won't be able to tell. So we're going to lean back, thigh stretch. On the out breath and in breath, come back. So watch that you're not arching up through your spine here. Watch that you're taking the body back as one unit, as if you're reaching your hands away from the hips. Keep reaching them away. Breathing out to go back and inhale to come forwards. Just deep into this, this feels good. The work is into the thighs and then keeping everything strong around your torso here. Reaching away. What we don't want to do is send the hips down, okay? We're trying to go back as one unit from the ear, the shoulder, the hip, the knee, okay? And really keep the thighs nice and engaged. One more. And then release. Take your hands down and walk yourself forwards on your mat. And take some breath. Hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips, and take your right leg back. Okay, nice and strong here. Pull the abdominals in, keep the body still. Take your left hand and thread it under on the out breath. And on the in breath, reach it up. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, thread through. Trying to get as much range as you can. If you want more challenge, lift your back leg as you thread through. And then lower the leg as you reach up. Make sure you're doing this with control. You're breathing out to thread. And you're breathing in to open up. Remember, keep this foot on the floor if it feels too much. Try and get as much range as you can. Use your breath. And release. Stretch back, taking it into child's posture, or if you prefer, into downward facing dog. Hips away from hands, wherever you're at. And then come back up to high kneeling. Okay, so we'll develop that thigh stretch now. If you don't want to go any further with your thigh stretch, stay with what we did before, which was with the arms out and leaning back. Okay, we're going to go deeper, keep the neck long, shoulders down the back, so there's space between ears and shoulders. Lift the arms up, inhale. Exhale to go back. Inhale, right arm, follow that hand. Exhale, bring the hand back, and inhale, lift. Come back, exhale. Left hand, inhale, reach. Exhale, bring it forwards, and inhale to lift. Exhale, reach away. Inhale to reach. Exhale, bring the hand forwards, inhale to lift. Slow and controlled breath, core, quality of movement, focusing into your deep abs and breathing into your ribs. Reach up on the in-breath. Exhale to go back, deep into your thigh stretch, as feels good for you. We add that rotation on the in-breath. And we're going to do one more. And then we're going to come back towards the front of the mat. Hands under the shoulders and knees under the hips. Take your left leg back this time. Take some breath there. Keep your core engaged, pelvic floor, deep abdominals. Take your right hand and thread it under. Exhale. Inhale. Open up. Exhale to thread. Inhale to open up. Exhale to thread. Inhale to open up. More challenge. Lift the left leg as you thread through. Make sure that you're doing that slow and controlled, working your way through it, so you're not just doing it quickly so that you can actually get the leg lifted and not do it with controlled movement. Okay, slow and controlled. Exhale, lift. If you want, lower it down as we reach back up. Use your breath. Breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose. Last one. And once again, come back to either your child's posture or your downward facing dog. Take some breath, deep and wide into your ribs. And then we're going to come down to lie on your front. First thing we're going to do is bring the elbows, tucking them in, and bring the hands under the shoulders and send the toes away. And pull the abdominals deep. Now lift the head. Lift the chest. Press the floor away. And as you do this, you're not trying to straighten out through those arms. You don't have to do that. We're thinking about the length through the front of the body, core engaged. Breathe. If your back's feeling at all twingy, I'll be doing in-breath to come up, and only come up to a certain distance, okay, not too far for you. Okay, keep your pelvic floor muscles, deep abdominals engaged. Lift the nose and the chin and the chest. Coming back down and breathe. And we'll do one more of those. Nose, chin, chest. And then release. Now place your hands in front. You can either rest your forehead on your hands or keep the head lifted for this next exercise, okay? We're going to be focusing a little bit on working the hamstrings. So we're going to bring the heels up, then we're going to flex through the feet. So we're creating tension there, all right? Abs are pulled in, try to keep the hips down, and slowly lower both feet down, as if you've got like a band there that you're using as resistance. So we're going to be tucking in and lowering down. So feel that engagement through pelvic floor muscles as we're doing that. Trying to keep the spine as still as possible. Okay, so we're not arching up through the spine. We're trying to keep those hip bones down. When we're breathing through the movement, in breath as we come back. Exhale as we lower. Taking the toes to the floor. The feet flexed. Nice and slow. As if you've got a band there, resistance band. Yeah. Or imagine somebody who can have hands around your ankles there and just creating a little bit of resistance as you pull against it. Breathe all the way. In breath back, tucking in. Exhale down. And last one. And release. Stretch the arms out to the side. Take a little breather there if you need it, turning the head to the side. If not, lift the head up, lift the arms up, lift the legs up. From here, we're going to bend those elbows, keep the elbows lifted. And we're going to press out and come back. So if it feels too much on that lower back, take the feet to the floor, okay? And just focus on that shoulder girdle, yeah? Otherwise, lift the legs up, a little bit more work. Breathe out to press and in to come back. Keep the elbows lifted. Keep the neck long. Try not to strain the neck, so look where it feels good for you. Okay. Keep that chest lifted, keep the elbows lifted, elbows same height as shoulders. You don't have to take them too far back. We're trying to keep that tension working into your shoulder girdle. More strength and endurance work here, muscular endurance into those deltoids, into the back muscles. Breathing out to press. And one more. And release. Maybe let your heels roll out to the side and maybe roll side to side with those hips to release your back. Breathe. We're going to kick that right heel up again, but this time we're going to reach for the foot. So we're bringing the knees together and we're sending the tailbone under and the hips down. Now, if this feels too much, remember you're going to roll onto your side and do the same thing, or maybe catch onto a trouser leg or whatever you're wearing. And we're going to switch legs. So this is stretching out front thigh muscles. Okay, quads, hip flexor. If you can, you're going to reach for both. If that's happening, you're going to go for it. If it's not happening, just do one leg at a time and try to deepen the stretch. We're doing both together. We're trying to deepen that stretch, okay, and that lift in this bow position. So we try to maybe lift the knees up, lift the chest up, press the knees, press the feet into the hands into the feet, work the hands further up. Maybe you can get a bit of rocking and rolling going on. Breathe. Listen to your body. Try to work 70-80% through the practice and release. And then when you're ready, push back into your child's posture and take some breath. From your child's posture with your hands nice and wide, take the weight forward, come down to push up, press back and back into your child's posture. Come forwards, head well over hands, down and press, abs pulled in, all the way. If you want more than this, as you go back, tuck your toes, come to your iron dog, then full press up. Back into that pouncing position, forward, press up. Okay, whichever was working for you, your head's well over hands, your belly's drawn in. And we're working into chest and shoulders and backs to the arms. And last one. And release. And take some breath. Deep and wide breaths into your back. All right, we're going to take a roll round. And we're going to lie on your back. Okay, and we're going to place your feet hip distance apart on the floor. And we're just going to take some breath there. So deep and wide breaths into your back, chin slightly tucked. And just breathe into the rib cage, keep pelvic floor, deep abdominals engaged. Maybe take those hands to your hips or to your lower ribs. And then we'll do a pelvic tilt. So in breath we arch, creating that bigger gap there in the lumbar, and then tuck the tailbone under into your tilt. In breath arch, and exhale to imprint. So really work through the spine here. Keeping strong engagement through your core muscles, pelvic floor, deep abs. Try to maintain that stillness in your knees. In breath arch and exhale to imprint. Breathe. And on the next one, you're going to peel up. So we come up to that pelvic curl position. Okay, keep the knees steady, feet hip distance apart. And then to curl back down, as if we're drawing the breastbone down, we're scooping the belly in and hollowing out. And rolling back down nice and slow. In breath to arch, exhale to imprint and peel up and off the floor. I'm just doing various things with my hands, just checking in that I'm working properly through this tilt and curl. You could have your hands on the floor. Remember to initiate the movement with an in-breath, wherever you're at. And then you're tilting through the pelvis, working your way down and up. Breathing, sending the knees away, squeezing through the inner thighs. Remember, when you come to the top, it's as if you are then going to be sending the breastbone down and into the floor. So we work through the spine from the top and work our way. Next time we come up, let's lift and hold that position. Okay, as if we're holding something between the knees and we're nice and strong there. Hands on the floor. So we can either keep the feet as they are, or we could shuffle them forwards a little bit and then lift the toes up. All right. So this way, you're going to feel that you're having to keep that stability there. You're having to engage more strongly through your glutes and your hamstrings. If you don't like that, keep the feet on the floor. Take the arms up and over the head. Try not to flare up through the ribs and then bring them back down. In breath up and over. And exhale back down. Deep and wide breaths into the ribs, keeping the body as still as you can so we're not arching up through the spine as we pull over with those hands. Everything stays really still. Abs nice and strong. Breath in as we come up. And exhale down. And then last one. And then bring the hips down. And hug those knees in. Imprint your spine. Curl your head up towards your knees. And stretch your left leg long. So we're drawing this right knee in as if we're drawing it up towards your ear. And we're stretching along with the left leg. Ready for a single leg stretch. We're going to change. So we keep the body still. And we keep checking in, looking towards the navel. If that neck is not liking this, you could take the head to the floor and tap out to your knees. Or you could take your hand behind your head. Okay. breathe. Try to get as much range as you can. Same time, keep the body still so we're not rocking and rolling. It's not about doing loads of repetition. It's about doing quality of movement and keeping the body still by engaging core muscles. And then release down. Take some breath. Imprint your spine. Take your head side to side maybe. Release the neck. Breathe. So we're going to develop this. We're going to curl up again. And this time we're going to reach down towards the ankles. All right. And then we're going to reach the arms and the legs away on the in-breath. Sweep round on the out-breath. In-breath. Reach. Exhale, sweep and tuck. So this is a double leg stretch. So if this is feeling like, oof, it's feeling too much, maybe take the hands behind the head. Just do the leg action, okay? Or go back to your single leg stretch. Yeah, whatever you're doing, breathe in to reach away, exhale to tuck. Keep looking up towards the navel if you can. Keeping that tension on. Breathe in to reach, sweep round. Last one. And hug those knees into your body. And stretch the legs and the arms. Reach the fingers away from the toes. Pull the abdominals deep in. We're going to get ready to do a roll up here, okay? So if you know that when you're doing your roll up, it's really hard, then maybe bend the knees and as you come up, reach for the backs of the legs. So we're going to bring the hands up level with the shoulders, chin to the chest, roll up through your spine. And as you come forwards, take a stretch and then roll it back down. So we're going to reach up and over. And where you need to, you could bend knees, take the hands to the thighs, help yourself up. And then when you get to the top, straighten the legs out. And we break it down. And then on the way back, we scoop the belly in and send that middle spine away as if we're getting it pulled away. And we roll back with as much control as possible. If you can do the whole thing with the legs straight. So it's just like when we do a roll down from standing. We lead from the chin tucking in and then working our way down sequentially. And we're breathing all the way. Slow and controlled. And you're getting that stretch at the end. So we're going to do one more. Breathe in to initiate. When we come to the top, we're going to stay up there. Okay. And we're going to bend those knees. All right. And we're going to bring the hips up to the front of the mat. All right. Or wherever. Make sure you're on the mat. All right. So we're going to be doing a bit of rolling like a ball. All right. So we're going to be tucking in. All right. We're going to tuck the head in. We're going to keep the body as tucked and as tight as we can. Now, if it's possible, we're going to keep hold of those shins, roll back on the out breath, and in breath, come back up. Roll back on the out breath, and in breath, come back up. That's not happening. Take your hands to the floor and use the hand, the elbows, the shoulders. So roll through your arms. Breathe. Exhale to roll back. And inhale to come up. Keep the forehead tucked, the heels tucked. And next time we come up, can you hold it? And then from here, we're going to have a go at extending those legs. So we're trying to sit up on the sit bones. Maybe you'll need your hands underneath your knees. If you can, you're going to reach away with the arms. If we can go further, we're going to extend those legs. We're going to reach to the toes. If we can go further than that, we're going to start to scoop the belly in and roll back, and then reach up. We could also do this with the hands underneath the thighs. Anytime you need a rest, take the feet to the floor, and have a little stretch. And then we come back to tuck, and we roll back, exhale, and inhale up. Remember to use those arms, okay? If you need a little bit more support. Keep that chin tucked, body rolling like a ball. And next time we come up, try and hold it again. Sit bones. Can you release arms? If not, hands behind the knees. So keep a nice and strong pelvic floor, deep abs. Can we extend those legs? Can we reach and then scoop the belly in and hollow out? Breathe. Reaching. Reaching. And then once more, tucking in. Can we keep the feet off the floor? And we roll back, tucked in, coming up to balance. Roll back. Remember to use those hands where you need. And then coming up, last time, can we find balance? Breathe. Can we reach away? If not, hands behind knees, holding it for as long as you can. Reach and roll back. And inhale up. Roll back and reach. Bending the knees where you need. Keep reaching those toes up. And release. And come back down to the floor. Bring your knees in. Place your feet on the floor. And just let those knees roll out to the side. And just take some breath there. Breathing deep and wide. Into your back. Bring the knees together and hug the knees into the chest. Take the arms out to the side. Take the knees to one side. And look over the opposite shoulder. And then the other side. So we're just taking a moment to release the abdominals after that strong work. And then come back. So place the feet back down on the floor and place the hands down. Keep the collarbones nice and wide, chin slightly tucked. Lift your right leg up to a knee fold position. Knee above hips, and then left leg. Knee above hips. So we want to keep this position, knees, hips, okay? You're going to tap down with your right foot, come back on the in, tap down on the out breath. Try not to change the position of the spine here, the rib cage, so we can be checking in with that. Don't take those knees too far back, just level with your hips. So we're just toe tapping, exhale down and inhale up. Everything nice and steady. You're going to feel that work into those thighs if we're doing it properly, because we don't want to switch off. We're trying to keep this work into those hip flexor muscles. Arms pulled in. Back staying really still. And one more. And again, bring the feet down on the floor, feet together. Let the knees go out to the side, if that feels good for you. Otherwise, knees to chest. And just take some breath. And then from here, hug those knees in and roll up. And just come round onto your side now. All right? Now, we can either be like this. All right? Okay, there's something that looks like that's happened there. Oh no, how long's that been going on? Okay, I'm sorry about that. I hope that hasn't been going too long. I just noticed that. All right, so we'll come down on the elbow. We're going to have the knee down on the floor. All right. And then from here, we can lift up a little bit if that feels good. Okay. And then we lift this top leg and we reach the hand out and we kick and draw back. Exhale, kick, draw back with the toes. Keep the lower waist lifted. Again, if it feels too much, you're coming down. Yeah, and we can kick straight leg, or we can bring the knee in. And we can do that with a hip up or not. So we're just kicking out to this hand. So getting that range into the hips. Lower waist lifted, abs pulled in. And release down. And we'll come round, and in between, before we do the other side, we'll take it into a nice wide leg stretch position. Okay, so we're going to sit as tall as we can, with the heels pushing away and the toes up and rolling back. So we'll do a seated saw now. So stretch the arms out, take an in-breath twist, exhale, reach. In-breath twist, exhale, reach. In-breath twist, exhale, reach. So you're reaching the hand down as deep as you can towards the outside of your foot. And you're rotating through that back hand. In-breath twist, exhale, reach. And release. And bring the hands down in front of you. And just stretch down. Keep rolling the thighs out and away. Keep reaching the fingertips away. Keep breathing. Now walk your hands over to your right leg. And stretch down. And then over to your left leg. And then stretch down. And then come back to the center. We're going to take the hands either in front of the head here or behind, whatever feels good. And just take a little side bend and come back up on the in. Keep the hips down, look up to the opposite elbow. Keep the chest open, elbows back. Exhale down and inhale up. Breathe into the center. And breathe out as we come down, bring the elbow down. And come back to the center and reach those arms down your legs. Either to your legs or to your feet. And draw your chest forwards and down. And just breathe. Final wide leg stretch there, inner thighs, hamstrings, lower back. Release. And give your legs a little shake out there. Swing round to your other elbow. If it feels too much, remember we can always come down this way. So we could be lying down like this with the elbow down and resting the head into the hand and keeping the hip down and lifting the leg and reaching out and kick, or bend the knee and draw the knee in, or we're on the elbow and we come up, reach, kick. So we kick with the heel and then toe back. So as if the heel is leading, but it's the toe that's coming towards your hand. We try to keep this lower waist lifted all the time. Remember, you can have hips down, and then we focus on this range into the hips. 3, 2, and 1. And then come round. Okay, so let's just be sitting up for a moment with the hands down by your sides here. Okay, lift your hips up off the floor and take your right foot on top of your left thigh and try and draw that foot up as high as you can towards the crease of your left hip. Okay, so it's like figure of 4 here. Now we're going to try to keep that chest lifted and drop the hips down. Okay, and see if you can take your hips to the floor and get a deeper stretch than we normally do. If this feels too much, lie on your back and do your figure of 4 stretch there. Keep the chest lifted and breathe. So just stretching out around the hip joint. Breathe. And And release. Lift the hips up again. Take your left foot, draw that up towards the crease of your right hip if possible. And then, so you can keep the chest lifted, drop the hips down, and keep the chest lifted. Otherwise, onto the floor, figure of four stretch. Breathe. Deep and wide breaths, trying to develop the stretch into the hips. And release. And then once again, just come down and coming back with the knees into the chest here, chin slightly tucked. So we're going to place your left foot on the floor and we're going to hook the right leg over the left. So right thigh over left thigh. Lift the left leg up. Try and hook your right foot underneath of your left leg. Reach your arms out. And then here, bend your elbows and stretch the arms away a little bit and try and keep your elbows on the floor and your shoulders down as you go to your right. Then you look to your left and breathe. Try to look to the left side, stretching out through the left side of the body. Come back, place the feet on the floor and place this left thigh over your right. Lift the right leg off the floor. Maybe try and hook this left foot underneath of your right leg. Arms as they are, if possible. If you're not liking that, just stretch them straight out. Go to your left and look to your right. And feel that stretch into that right side now. Breathe, trying to keep the elbows down, the shoulders down. And then release and hug your knees in. And roll up. So we'll take the legs long with the feet hip distance apart. Sit nice and tall where you can. Draw the toes towards and heels away. Reach the hands forwards. Take an in-breath, chin to chest, and then exhale. Just roll down through your spine. Stretch, hands down, legs or feet. Pull on the legs of the feet. Pull the belly in and send the tailbone away. And breathe. And release. Swing round to hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Belly's drawn in. So we're going to do cat here. So make sure that you're in that right position. Okay, hands under shoulders, knees under hip. You're going to look up on the in-breath, send your tailbone away. And exhale, tuck your tailbone around your back, scoop your belly and into a deep cat. Start with tailbone away. Look up. And then tuck the tailbone and around the back. Open up through the shoulder blades once more. Tailbone away. And exhale, tuck. And then release. Stretch those fingers forward, stretch the hips back, child's posture. Breathe. The hands forwards on the mat. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, and come to down dog. Head over heels up and down to stretch out through the entire back of your body. Keep pushing the floor away, drawing the belly deep in. And then we're going to walk those hands to your feet. Maybe let yourself hang for a moment there, but don't switch off through your center. Shift the weight a little bit forward and slowly roll up. Drawing everything deep in until you come back to the top. All right, so hopefully feeling stretched out and worked. Take your right hand up. Big stretch up, inhale, exhale over. Change, big stretch up on the hand, reach up and over. And come up, release. We're going to take the hands behind, interlace those fingers. Stretch, chest and shoulders. Turn the head one side and the other side. And release. Take the hands forwards now. Separate the shoulder blades. Keep the elbows soft. Open up through the the back, the upper back. Breathe. Take those hands behind your head. Press the head into the hands, roll the elbows back and take a twist. And a twist to the other side. And release those hands, feet hip distance. So we're going to come up onto your toes on the in-breath. And then exhale, coming down. In-breath, you're reaching up, rising onto toes. Exhale, coming down. In-breath up. It's got to be 3. And then we shake it out. Okay, that's it.